Hey, what's up, guys? Real quick before we get started with this week's episode of the Colin Craig Show, do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And then hit that little red YouTube bell so that you guys can get notifications when we upload new episodes. And then me and Kyle also are uploading on to Google Play and SoundCloud now. So if you're audio listeners and you can't watch the videos because you're driving or at work or something like that, go ahead and follow us on one of those. And then subscribe to those as well. And they'll be uploaded at the same time as these videos. And we really appreciate it. And then share if you really like the video. Alright, let's jump into it.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're brothers. Give me a high five.
Your brothers?
No.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? You're watching and or listening to the Kyle and Craig Show. My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig.
This week, we are talking about last night's UFC events. Or was that 2 nights ago? That was last night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night's events. We are talking about Thor Ragnarok and Justice League because our slacking asses
Finally saw
those movies. And we are talking about the Premier League, which is in a heavy race for next year's Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Second, third, and
intense.
fourth, not first, because fucking Man City's killing it.
Yeah, Man City's beyond fucking great. So if you guys don't know, I'm sure if you're a fan of the show, you know. Kyle, diehard Liverpool fan. Your boy, Manchester United all day. And it's just been an intense race up to this point. At first, in the beginning part of if you guys aren't like Premier League fans, what was it? It was Man City and Manchester United were like first and second, throughout the whole beginning. And then Man U started getting some draws and a couple of losses, and Man City kind of broke away from the pack. So Man City is in first place with what, like 157 points?
72 points.
3,000. Salud, mi familia.
Thank you. 72 points. So godly. With one loss, only coming to my Liverpool squad.
Hell yeah.
So godly. It's so embarrassing. They make us look like chumps, man. I mean,
And who's in second place? Man United.
Man United is
we beat Chelsea this morning. So
18-5-5. I'm 16-9-3. And then Tottenham is 16-7-5 with 55 points. So Man City has 72 points. Man United has 59 points. Liverpool has 57 points. Tottenham has 55 points. And Chelsea is out of the top four with 53 points.
Mm-hmm.
So,
See,
pretty craziness.
The thing I love about the Premier League, bro, it's like, even if you're not first, because obviously, like, unless Man City is in a tragic plane crash, like, they're not fucking losing at all, you know? Like, they might lose a few games just based on, like,
maybe resting players.
Yeah, resting players. I don't know if the World Cup or anything like that is going to interact, but I don't think so, right?
No, because it'll be over.
It'll be after the Premier League, right? Yeah. But anyways, Man City's probably definitely going to win the Premiership. But there's always something, unless you're in the middle of the pack. Yeah. There's how many teams? 20 teams? No.
20 teams.
20 teams in the Premier League. And so unless you're like in that 15 to like 10 range, like as far as like position,
yeah,
it's always some sort of excitement.
I guess Arsenal's 6 with 45 points. So they're 8 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah,
so,
it's very possible. And they're losing right now to Man City as of recording this show.
Yeah, but that's for a different... That's not Premier League.
That's not Premier League?
No.
Oh, what's that for? The FA Cup or something?
That's for another cup, yeah.
Emirates or some shit. But anyways, like, it's like, so if they don't know, the top team wins the Premier League. So there is no like playoffs or anything like that. It's just whoever has the best regular season record, if to compare it to some shit, they win the
Premier League championship.
Yeah. But then the top 4 teams from the Premier League and from La Liga and a lot of the different leagues around the globe,
the Germany league,
go to what's called the Champions League,
which is a tournament.
Like the best of the best teams in each league. So that's when you'll have Real Madrid and Manchester United.
You just had Chelsea and Barcelona, but Chelsea and Barcelona are fighting off in the Champions League right now.
Yeah, or like
Chelsea beat Barcelona the other day.
It was Juventus and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So you'll get the best teams from each country battling it out in like the tournament of who's truly the best. Because like obviously Barcelona and obviously Real Madrid are going to win La Liga,
Yeah.
But where do they stack up against PSG? Or
exactly.
Or Bayern Munich or something. But anyway, so those top 4 teams in the Premier League get to go to that. So it's like right now we have this huge like 4-way tie. It's not a tie, but like 4-way race.
Yeah, 4-way race.
Between who? It's Man United, Liverpool,
Tottenham, and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, Arsenal's right below.
Yeah, but they're so far out of it. There's no way Arsenal's climbing into the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're 8 points behind. I mean, they'd have to win 3 in a row, and Chelsea would have to lose 3 in a row.
Well, how many, we have like 10 games left,
Yeah, I can't remember.
something like that. It's
A
possible.
while. The season ends in May, so we have a while before it's over. But I mean, I guess you could say it's possible. But Arsenal's just not playing with that kind of form
No,
to catch up. But I mean, they're 13, 6, and 8, so it's not terrible. But who knows?
it's possible.
Chelsea's good enough to not
Yeah, the
fall
point
that
is,
hard.
it's all exciting, you know.
Yeah,
so then
exactly.
and then the bottom 4 teams get what's called delegated.
Bottom 3 team.
Bottom 3 teams. Okay, get delegated down to like the second tier.
I think it's relegated.
Relegated.
I think it's relegated.
And then promoted. Okay,
I don't know.
relegated. Yeah,
I think it's relegated.
No, yeah, relegation.
Swan
Relegated.
City, Stoke City, and West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah.
Are the bottom 3. And Crystal Palace, who lost to Tottenham today, is like right outside that bottom 3 with 27 points. But the only reason they're not is because of point differential. Same thing with Southampton.
Yeah.
They all have 27 points. So the bottom 5 teams all have 27 points.
Yeah. See, like that's exciting.
Yeah.
'Cause they're all like. Good.
Yeah, no. So like, even if you're the bottom teams, like if you're Crystal Palace, if you're Southampton, if you're Swan City, if you're Stoke, you know your team is trash. But if you get relegated out of the Premier League, like next season, they're no longer in the Premier League. They're gonna bring up another team from this pool of relegated
Same thing,
teams
it's
that
like
they
those-
have.
Well, yeah. So it's the.
The bottom 3 teams are all out,
I think it's called the Champions League.
or
It's not-
Premier League 2.
yeah, something like that. It's like the second tier of English football.
Yeah,
And the top 3 teams from that division
go up.
go up to the Premier League, so they get the chance to compete. And that's why we see a team like Leicester City, who
Or Brighton and Hove Albion, who this
Yeah.
is like their first year for forever, and they're
Yeah.
in 12th, so
You
they're
know,
doing pretty good.
and like Leicester City, they were relegated the year before,
Yeah.
and then they won that league's thing, and then got promoted back up to the Premier League, and then they won the Premier League like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like it gives certain teams opportunities to come up and battle again.
And it makes it exciting because you know, as a Swan City fan, your team's never gonna be. I mean, unless like I don't know, by
Well,
chance
something
like
happens,
Leicester,
like
City,
Leicester City,
yeah.
yeah.
But you're probably not gonna beat those top 4 teams. You're not gonna be in the top 4, so you're playing as a spoiler all season.
Mhm.
You know, trying to beat the Man Cities, trying to beat the Chelseas, the Liverpools.
Fuck their shit up.
Yeah, fuck their shit up. And then you're also playing to not, go into relegation.
Yeah,
I really hope it's relegation. I'm gonna Google this.
it
real
is.
quick.
I'm pretty positive it's relegation. Just because I remember they always say relegated.
Yeah.
But anyways, the reason I bring any
Yeah, it's relegation.
yeah, cool. The reason I bring any of this
We're
up
not trash.
is that fucking Premier League is exciting as shit.
Yeah,
Like, it just
from the top to
offers-
the bottom, it's just exciting as
Yeah,
fuck.
so like whatever your team is, again, like I said, unless you're above the bottom 5 and below the top 10,
I
top
wouldn't say
8,
top 8.
top 8.
Because you got Everton, Leicester City, and Watford finishing out the top 10,
Yeah.
and Burnley at 7. Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
so
Well, right now
that
it's
top
definitely
6
top
is
heavy.
usually
Yeah,
the
okay,
7.
top 6,
The top 6 is usually all the same. 7 to like, I'm gonna say like 14. You know, is
It's
that
like
middle?
that middle pack where
Yeah,
it's like, this
and then
is
the
another
bottom,
boring
the
season.
bottom 6 are like who's
Yeah.
gonna get relegated.
And again,
this year.
not that it's boring, you know, because like the thing with like football and all that kind of stuff, it's like it's so intense and everybody's so diehard for their team where you're gonna watch and you care either way, you know. But just like even if like we're White Sox fans, right?
Yep.
Halfway through the season, you can tell the White Sox suck. We're gonna be in the bottom half of the, with no chance at the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no point to watch. I stopped giving a shit real quick, you know. Unless your team is good, you stop caring real quick. But there, it's like, okay, my team sucks, but how bad do we suck? Are we better than these 3? Like,
Yeah,
let's,
exactly.
Like every game, you're on like the edge of your seat, hoping that like you can avoid relegation
Because next season you might not have a team at all.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you're still gonna
they
root for
still
your
exist
team,
and they
but
still
like
have a
it's not the
season,
Premier
you know.
League.
But it's not the Premier League. And
Exactly.
It's not as,
So
definitely not as exciting.
no, for
Um,
sure. And so bringing this up because we just, not a lot besides basketball and hockey, but the fucking Blackhawks are sucking dick.
Yeah.
So balls deep in the Premier League right now. So the reason we want to bring it up is because of how exciting that top 5 is, top 4, and we'll just go over this weekend's games. Craig's team, who just played right now, beat Chelsea 2-1
Oh, yeah.
in a very exciting match. Chelsea was up 1-0 in the 32nd minute, and then 6 minutes later, Man U comes back with some beautiful play. I can't believe you didn't wake up early enough to watch
Yeah, I was
this.
gonna say I woke up and we were tied 1-1.
Sanchez versus Alexis Sanchez, Lukaku, and
Lingard.
nope, Martial.
Martial.
My bad, guys. That alarm went off to try and make sure that this camera doesn't die on us.
Yeah.
Because we need to get a faster processing SD card. So now I got to keep an eye on this camera. Yeah, so you look at, there it goes. It's flashing. This is going to be funny. We'll just ride this out with the fans. So Alexis Sanchez, who you guys just got from Arsenal, Lukaku, and Martial did this nice little triangle from, like, you know, inside the box, 30 yards out. They just slowly crept closer and closer. And then it went from Sanchez to Martial to Lukaku. And Lukaku scored. So it was 1-1 6 minutes later. And that was awesome. Yeah. And then you guys played a lot better in the second half. You guys were on top of your shit.
I woke up and I was watching from that point on.
Yeah.
Lingard had a good goal.
Yeah, it was such a good goal, man. I'm trying to find when it was.
He's been killing it lately. I think he has like 12 goals in the Premier League. I think it's 13 or 14 or some shit like that. And he was like on the bench. I mean, he's a young up and coming dude. The thing I love about Manchester United is that we have like a great like cropping program, you know, so to speak, like farm league type thing. Yeah. And that's where we get players like Rashford and Lingard and McTominay and all these different cats come up. But anyways, it was a great game.
You guys scored in the 75th minute. It was a cross from Lukaku and a header by Jesse Lingard. And then Chelsea had a couple chances throughout the game, but you guys won. And so that's good. And so that puts you guys in second place. Firmly. And then Liverpool yesterday played against West Ham, and we destroyed them.
Friggin' raped. Saw that whole game.
4-1.
Watched that whole thing.
Just pure domination.
And it's weird, man. I don't know if it's just because you're balls deep in Liverpool, but like when I'm watching, I feel like a fan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think so. I was rooting for
bleed red. Team, you know.
Yeah, no. Until 2 weeks from now, when
until
we
play each other. You know? Exactly. And until like it gets intense for like who's in second place, like I'll start hoping you guys lose. But I think it's just because my brother.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just all depends how you look at it. Like I rather if you guys tied or lost today, you would have been tied with Chelsea for third, right? So Chelsea would have been that much closer to me, but you also would have been that close to me because I would have been at 57 points or 55 or whatever the hell I'm at. 55 points. You guys would have been at 54, both of you. And so next week, if I tie somebody and you both win against somebody else, now I'm in fourth place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have you beat them, you be in second, me be in third. Chelsea falls all the way down to fifth. You know what I'm saying? And then you and me play each other 2 weeks from now. I don't know who I play next week, but it should be an easier game. Man City plays Chelsea. So if Man City should do what they do, they can completely, knock Chelsea out of, our harm's way. We need to worry about. What I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's, again, like, goes back to, like, every game is exciting. Like, every game is worth watching. Who'd you guys play yesterday? West Ham, right?
Yeah, West Ham.
So that didn't really matter. But I still watch, because, again, like, I'm watching because if you guys lose, then I know that you're one step behind us. Again, I was watching sort of as a fan, hoping you guys would win because, I don't know, I like starting to like the team.
Emre Can scored in the 29th minute, and then the god Mo Salah scored in the 51st minute. And then Roberto Firmino scored in the 57th minute. And then West Ham scored in the 59th minute on a beautiful goal. But it was still 3-1 at that point, and, we weren't worried. Yeah. And then Sadio Mane made up for his wide-open miss of the goal that he should have scored. A couple minutes later in the 77th minute, he scored. So, yeah, our front three killed it like they always do.
It's fucking killer. The only problem with that shit is it's on so early in the morning. But whatever.
Our game in 2 weeks is on at 6:30 in the morning.
Shut the fuck up.
Luckily, I have kids and I'm already awake, so I'm not gonna miss much of it. But
is that on Saturday or something?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
I think I gotta double check. I'm gonna look at the results anyways. Huh? Yeah, you can watch it anyways.
Yeah. But it's just always something exciting. Like even afterwards, I was watching the Everton game, and like again, they were right there below the pack. So I'm watching to see if they win or lose or what. And then they got Wayne Rooney over the summer, so I'm a big fan of him. And it's just and regardless, it's good football. Like it's good. It's interesting to watch, and it's always fun, So I watched the Everton game before that. I think they played Watford.
It's crazy because Man City's playing Arsenal right now in like a tournament, but they play each other on Thursday.
Again for the Premier League.
Yeah, for the Premier League.
Nice.
And then, Liverpool plays Newcastle, so that I should pretty much get 3 points out of that.
Hopefully. And
then Man City plays Chelsea on Sunday. So Man City should beat Arsenal, and they should beat Chelsea. So that knocks both of those. Arsenal's already out of it, but they should knock Chelsea even further down. And then Monday, you guys play Crystal Palace. So we'll see if Crystal Palace can give you the kind of
Monday
trouble.
tomorrow?
Monday, no, next Monday,
Right.
the 5th. They'll see if they can give Man United the kind of trouble they gave Tottenham today. But I don't
Crystal
think they
Palace
will.
is like a weird team because I think we played them earlier in the season.
And then the
Or
Spurs
you
play
guys did?
Huddersfield, so the Spurs should get a win this weekend too.
Yeah.
Or next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah, Crystal
Great
Palace
game.
is weird,
Go.
man. I played them in
You know,
FIFA, and
yeah,
it's just like
They're like constantly like right on the border. Same thing with
Yeah.
like Stoke City, even though they're like Stoke City's like
well, they're right
fucking-
on the board at the bottom.
Yeah, but like they do well. Like
Yeah.
they play well at times, and like maybe it's just from the few games I've seen them play.
Yeah,
They got that one cat from the Netherlands or whatever, and he's just he's a beast.
so then let's just pretend next weekend that the Spurs beat Huddersfield, which they should. Let's pretend Liverpool beats Newcastle, which they should, and let's pretend Man United beats Crystal Palace, and then Man City beats Chelsea, right?
Mhm.
So then everything would stay the same. So you'd have 62 points. I'd have 60 points. Tottenham would have 58 points. And then Chelsea would still be at 53 points.
Mhm.
So, we'd all be like 4 points ahead of Chelsea now.
Yeah.
So, that
Six.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we all stay the same. And then the following week is when it really gets interesting because me and Craig play each other
Mhm.
on the weekend of the 10th. So you and me play each other. So whoever wins that game will be 2 points separated,
Yeah.
right? Because you'll be at
Assuming we
62.
both
Assuming
win.
we both win and no one ties,
Mhm.
we'll be 2 points apart.
Which you can never assume because Manchester
Yeah.
United, although we are in second place and doing fairly well, we have a bad habit of tying done.
You guys play good in good games and then like bad in bad games.
Yeah, exactly.
Against bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just pretend you win. Because if you tie and I win, then I'm in second. You know what I'm saying? But
and we drew the first time,
yeah, we did. We drew 0-0 with such a good
so
game.
it's
So we're
really
gonna play
coming
each other.
down to the freaking nitty and gritty here.
Exactly. So whoever wins that game will take hold of second place.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea plays Crystal Palace, but again, like we said, they're already at the bottom 5. And then the Spurs play Bournemouth. Bournemouth. And so if the Spurs win and we beat you, I think it'll be close, but I don't think they'll overtake you because you guys are too far ahead of them.
Yeah.
But it would be Man City, Liverpool in second, Man U in third, and Tottenham in fourth.
Yeah.
And then if I just like scroll through, I'm trying to see when. Again, we all have easy games after this, like Man City against Stoke, Spurs versus Newcastle, Liverpool versus Watford, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, Man U versus Swan City. I don't think there's another big game between anybody. Sunday, April, we're getting so far ahead, but I'm just looking.
Sure, yeah.
Spurs play Chelsea, so by that time it might not even be that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
But anyway, so what you're saying is like the fucking big shit is gonna be us playing each other.
Yeah,
in
when
a
we
week.
play each other in 2 weeks, that's
Yeah,
gonna
2
be
weeks.
like pretty much
The deciding factor. Of
yeah.
Second.
Assuming the rest, no one.
Assuming that the rest of the season goes as should.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Because
And then
Liverpool's playing with great form right now, man. We are absolutely
you're
killing
actually
the
playing
game.
like a top 5 team in the fucking world.
Mo
Like,
Salah could be the player of the year.
Yeah.
People were saying he could have won 2017's
fucking
player of the year.
Who did? Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Which
But
is
with the World Cup,
fucking
I don't know
sick,
if
those guys.
I don't know if that matters. If the World Cup, if player of the year is like international and club all together, like you
Mhm.
were the best player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure La Liga and
Champions League.
Champions League has like their like Champions League player of the year, but
Yeah.
like FIFA's player of the year, like I think the World Cup should be included in that,
Yeah.
and international play should be included.
Yeah.
So if Mo Salah can kill the game in Egypt and get them out of like the group stages,
Yeah. Or even just do well
and then like
score a couple of damn
let's see
goals.
what happens in the beginning of next season in Champions League.
Mhm.
I don't see why he couldn't be the best player.
Yeah, he's killing it, dude. He's like,
And then Harry Kane scored another goal.
of course. He did.
So Mo Salah scored yesterday,
he did.
and they were tied.
He almost had 2 goals yesterday, man. He
Yeah,
almost
he
had
did.
2 or 3 goals yesterday.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's a beast, dude.
He's so insanely good. It's insane.
Yeah,
So, but yeah,
that's like the best pickup you guys ever made. But yeah.
so godly, dude.
Moving the fuck on. Premier League is awesome, dude. I fucking love it. And if you guys don't watch English soccer, English football, whatever, definitely get into it because it's a sport that it's like damn near
It's the best
year
soccer in
round
the world,
too.
man.
Yeah,
Best soccer
it
in the
really
world.
is. Yeah, 100%. Like, there's something to say about like Spanish leagues and the Mexican leagues and even like the MLS. Like,
Yeah.
it's all interesting, but there's nothing like Premier League. But yes, moving on.
Kind of went backwards. I said we would do the Premier League last, but we're doing it first. So now we'll jump into the UFC.
Yes.
Last night they had a UFC fight night.
In
Not last. Yeah, last
Orlando.
night, right?
Yeah,
It was Saturday night.
Saturday night when we
Okay,
recorded
yeah.
this. Yeah.
But you guys be watching this on Monday.
So Saturday night they had UFC Fight Night Orlando. It was an intense card. We won't go through the whole thing. Actually, I don't know. I'll just go through a couple. But it was a good card. Like everyone was shitting on it, saying like it was gonna be trash, and it was really interesting.
Craig caught the beginning. I caught the last fight.
Yeah,
which
so
was awesome.
I caught from Alan Jouban versus Ben Saunders. And these two are like best friends. So this is why like we start doing like pre-fight, like the week before, talk about the upcoming card because this shit's intense and it's interesting. So like Alan Jouban and Ben Saunders both coming off losses, I think, and they both kind of needed to win just to stay relevant. And Alan Jouban beat the crap, knocked out
before they fall into relegation.
Shut up, right? He had a knockout over Saunders. He had a knockout his best friend. It's like we're putting our friendship on hold here, and then like going at it. And then the next fight was Hill versus Morose, and then Hill obviously won that. She's this badass little 115 chick. And then the next fight, which was interesting, was Sarah McMahon versus I think Marion Renault. And this Marion Renault is 40 years old. It's not bad looking.
Oh yeah, is she the one who won in with
the submission?
Yeah, submission.
Yeah, the one you saw on my Snapchat thing. Yeah, dude. She's a full-time teacher.
Yeah,
I found out yesterday and watching, and then she beats the crap out of Sarah.
Kind of like in Warrior.
Exactly like in Warrior, and then she beat the shit out of her, dude. It was such an interesting fight. Like, so like the first round was kind of all McMahon. She like got her into the crucifix like twice, and was just doing some like Daniel Cormier like ground and pound from the crucifix position. But she got out of it, and then just kind of like the last. If the first round, another one of those things, man. The first round was 10 seconds longer. She would have probably been stopped. You know, like the ref was like sitting there like waiting for the clock or like deciding if he should stop it.
Yeah,
and she got out of it, like, saved by the bell sort of thing. Second round kicks off. She catches her with a right and then just completely, like, rocks Sarah. But then she's such a champion. She's fought the best of the best in the 135 division.
Yeah.
She starts swings. She gets clipped and, like, dazed. Like, you think she's about to get knocked out. And then she starts flailing, like, like just Hail Mary pass type shit. And she catches Renault,
the teacher,
yeah, the teacher, and then so they start going at it, and then just like back and forth, and eventually she gets her down to the ground, and then she's just got her in this triangle, and like at first it's kind of like here, and it's not really locked, and then she slowly gets it like closer and closer. I guess it'd be here, but whatever. And it took like 30 seconds or so, but it was one hell of a submission, and then she got her to tap. And it's a huge win for her. And then she's talking about she wants a title shot.
She a teacher. This is her first fight, right?
Or no, she's been in the UFC for a while. Okay. But she's still a full-time teacher. A lot of these fighters still have full-time jobs and shit like that.
Because they don't get paid enough.
They definitely don't.
Dana White,
piece of shit.
Looking at you.
No, but it was an interesting thing. It was an interesting fight, and she, she's not far from a title shot. And then next fight, you got this kid, Brian Kelleher, who's this New York dude, up and coming in the 135 divisions. So that's Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw and all them.
Yeah.
Fighting Renan Barão. You watched the Barão and TJ fights, right?
Yeah.
So that was another one. So it's like two warriors who like aren't gonna go down without a fight. Like Kelleher is up and coming, and he's kind of fighting for his spot in like the top 10.
Yeah.
And then Renan Barão is fighting for relevancy and like kind of trying to get back to his title. USADA. I think he was on steroids back in the day.
Yeah.
But the last like 30 seconds of that fight were just beyond intense. If I can find a clip, I'll put it up here. And it's just back and forth. Just he's getting clipped. He almost knocks him out. Yada, yada, yada. And Kelleher ends up winning by unanimous decision. And the next fight was our boy Mike Perry. I don't know. I couldn't remember that. Mike Perry versus Max Griffin. And then like, so Perry's from Orlando. And or he like lived in Orlando and he trains down there. And he's a heavy favorite, like plus 320 favorite, over this Max Griffin guy. And I didn't know who Max Griffin was, to be completely honest with you.
That's
and
cool.
They turn it on, you could just look at him. It was like a freak athlete. And I was like I don't know, And I've watched enough Mike Perry fights where he has this insane knockout power, and he's such a character, where everybody likes him. He's from Detroit, and he's just
cold as shit.
Yeah, it's cold out.
Yeah,
it's cold outside, man. But he's such a character, and Darren Till tweeted before the fight, like, you better get this W, so I can whoop that ass or some shit like that. Yeah, like talking about like fighting Darren Till, which would be a huge fight, like.
Darren Till doesn't fight anybody.
No, he doesn't, and nobody wants to fight Till, and the people that Till wants to fight are in other fights. But he freaking loses. First round comes out, and he's just getting rocked, and like the first round was like heavy, in favor of Max Griffin, and then the second round was kind of same thing, and then the third round he's just so bloodied up by this point. He got a cut early on, like right here, but then it
He
just
bleeds very easily.
Yeah, he does.
He got rocked in his last fight too.
He just was gushing, man. And then he almost clipped dude. I would have given first round 10-9 to Max, second round 10-9 to Max, and then third round I gave 10-9 to Mike Perry.
Yeah.
But that's obviously not enough to win the fight. But what I take away from this is Max Griffin is now a contender in the 170 division.
Max Griffin, yeah, exactly.
Dude, he's this new dude. Exactly. I didn't know who the hell he was, but he just beat the shit out of Mike Perry. You give Max Griffin somebody like a Kamaru Usman or a Darren Till, like one of these other up and comers.
Love Kamaru Usman. It's fantastic.
I don't leave it.
I was kidding.
You don't know who the fuck he is.
I did not know who Kamaru Usman is. Nope.
Kamaru Usman.
Usman.
He's from Nigeria. They call him the Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah, okay,
we watched him a couple weeks ago. But you give him somebody like this, another one of these killers in the 170 division, maybe a Bilal Muhammad. Shout out to the guy.
Yeah.
He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
But somebody like that, and you have a new contender. Like seriously, like he looked really good, really poised. He avoided all the big hits from fucking Perry. It was an interesting fight. And then
main card.
Yeah, so that was the first fight in the main card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Latifi submitted Owen St. Preux, and I didn't honestly watch it. I just caught the highlights.
Yeah.
Went to dinner. But then Jessica Andrade beat Torres via unanimous decision, which is a big fight in their division. But the big thing of the night was this fight between Jeremy Stephens, which is when I got here, right? Jeremy Stephens and Josh Emmett.
The fight we watched.
Josh Emmett is ranked number 4. Jeremy Stephens ranked number 8.
Yep.
Josh Emmett just beat Ricardo Lamas with this huge left hand in like December, and then the first card of the year, like January, like 12th or some shit like that, 20th or something, before 220 was Jeremy Stephens versus Duho Choi.
Yeah,
and that was a huge fight, and that was just nothing but a month ago. And then they didn't have like a headliner for this card, so Jeremy Stephens knocks out via TKO Doho Choi
in January.
Yeah, took a bit of damage, but he's just a thriving beast. Yeah, dude,
even though he's been in there for a long time.
But that's I think he's just developed a chin. Sometimes like over the years, their chin gets weaker. Where I think it's sort of the opposite with him. Like over the years, he's gotten like stronger, been able to take more damage.
Yeah.
But anyways, I told you when we started sitting down and we're getting ready to watch the fight, I'm like, this fight doesn't finish. Like, it's a 5-round main card. I told you.
We could tell in the first round. There's just no way that it was going to finish.
Like, this doesn't make it out of the third round. Yeah. So then, middle of the second round, Jeremy Stephens gets the knockout victory over Josh Emmett. But the controversy lies. I'll definitely put this up here. Is this knee to the head? So they're throwing back and forth, right? And then Jeremy Stephens
throws a right, and then it doesn't really land.
Emmett's against the cage, right? And they're throwing, and Stephens throws a right, and it doesn't really connect because Emmett blocks it. And then they're just no one's looking. No, both their heads are down, and then Jeremy Stephens throws this overhand left, and it clips him. And that's what gets him to fall against the cage. And he starts falling, and then he follows up with some strikes. And so he's striking, and then Emmett's moving on the floor. Yeah, and he starts throwing these elbows, these overhand elbows that are hitting Emmett in the back of the head, which are legal if he's moving. Yes, which he was. He continued. Emmett on the floor continued to move to try and get up. He was probably fucking out of it. Yeah, for sure should have stopped the fight already. Yeah, for sure stopped the fight. But because he was moving, they weren't illegal. So the fight should have been called right there. Yeah. And then he positions his body facing the center of the cage. And again, he's on his hands and knees this whole time, looking like he's just trying to regain any sort of consciousness. Yeah. And then he starts getting up. He's got one hand in the air, one hand on the floor. And then controversy ensues. Yeah, right there. And it starts with this. So he's kind of reaching up. And the official MMA rule is, I believe, and I don't think so because he had one hand on the floor yesterday, and they were saying if you no one in that whole post fight no one mentioned two hands. So if you're on your hands and knees, either one hand or two, you cannot throw a knee to the head. Yeah, and that's what he did. He throws a knee to the head, and again, if I got the clip, they showed it from two different angles in super slow motion, and the way it looks from both angles in super slow motion, like he doesn't hit him. In my opinion, they were arguing hard about it on UFC Fox last night. Yeah, exactly. For like a while. Dude kind of comes up, Josh Emmett's coming up where he's like kind of just trying just to get up and get his feet back underneath him. And then Jeremy Stephens is just a brawler. He's just a scrapper. And the whole fight, them calling it very cautiously. Because earlier in the fight, Josh Emmett is throwing some elbows to the back of Jeremy Stevens' head, you know? So, and the ref didn't call those. So it's kind of like, you know, in any sport. In football and basketball,
like
soccer.
Football when the refs
anything.
let the players
like,
play.
We're going to let them do this thing.
Yeah, but you
Not
can't
gonna
really
call
do
you on
that
the
when it
back
comes
with
to
these elbows.
illegal things. Because UFC is
Well,
different.
yes and no. Because that's
it's one thing for a ref to let wide receivers, you know, we're like, they're 20 yards down the field, they're handsy. We're not going to call that pass interference because it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you're doing illegal blows to the head, a man can die. You need to call that right away. You don't let them fight. They're already fighting.
I know, but they're already fighting.
Yeah.
And it's already gotten to that point. It's just what I'm saying. So, like, not saying that that's what they should do, but that's what they were doing. And so he throws this knee to the back, to the crown of Josh Emmett's head, and it doesn't really land. It sort of just goes over the top. At the very least,
maybe maybe the front of his shin.
It, like, skimmed
the front of his shin skimmed his bald head,
but he definitely
his head did not move backwards.
Yeah, none.
And then DC brought up a point where, like, when someone gets knocked out as they're so like kind of like Jose Aldo, he was leaning forward, looked like he was gonna punch McGregor clipped him, and he knocked out falling forward. Yes, but not when you're on your hands and knees and you get hit in the head with a knee,
and you're getting up this way and nothing.
Like, if you get hit with a knee, your head should fall. Your head should do this at least
this way a little
bit.
Like
Jose Aldo fell. But his face went like this.
Yeah, he went.
You know what I'm saying?
And then fell forward.
Yeah, like
and because he was already thrashing forward.
But I think even throwing the knee is illegal.
And that's what
I'm
they're
not gonna lie to you. Jeremy Stevens looked like he knew he fucked up. And if you watch that replay in full speed, he like goes and then he's like, ooh, and he looks like he's pulling it, dog.
And
he looked like
he's
pulled
a scrapper,
up.
exactly. And that's the thing.
And it looked like
these guys are both just brawlers, and they're in there to fight.
Yeah.
And they're not, and definitely not Jeremy Stevens is thinking about the fucking rules, like, you know. And he's just throwing it. Even the ref,
but
you can see the ref kind of like, oh shit, should I stop this? Like, was that?
I don't know
illegal?
why he didn't.
I don't know why either, but you could see the hesitation in his body, and then
or even like I get it. He was moving on the floor, so those elbows to the back of the head weren't illegal.
No, they weren't.
But you don't even have to like call the fight. It's not even like they were saying, like Michael Bisping was saying. He was in a fight one time where he was in the moment and he accidentally do something illegal, and the ref didn't call it. Like, oh, fight's over, even though you were whooping his ass. Like, no, everybody get up, go to your corner, point for you.
Yeah.
You tell me when you're ready.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's what he should have done. But maybe the ref saw that he didn't connect, so that's why he didn't stop him.
With a situation like this, not long ago was Gegard Mousasi versus Chris Weidman, where Weidman definitely tried to put two hands on the he was getting elbowed in the head or kneed in the head, right? And then his hands weren't down, but he tried to put them down.
Yeah.
To play the rule. You know, you don't play your opponent, you play the rule.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he tried intentionally to put his hands on the ground so that Gegard would then knee him in the head, and it would be a TKO victory or a disqualification victory for Chris Weidman, right? So then, but what happened was they stopped it, sent to your corners. Okay, now at this point, what the referee was trying to do was exactly what you said. Give each of the people, like, you know, point. He was going to take a point from Mousasi, and then give Weidman the time to recover. But Weidman was doing this whole soccer dive act where he's acting like, no, I can't go on. Like, he threw an illegal knee, and I can no longer continue. Trying to sway.
Did that illegal knee connect?
Yeah. Oh, no, he fucked him up.
All right.
But he definitely could have kept fighting, right? But what he was trying to do was to play the rules and play the system.
Yeah.
And say, like, I can no longer continue.
Kind of makes me look at Chris Weidman a little different.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yes and no, because I mean,
no,
trying to
I don't
definitely.
care if it's your boy. It's a bitch made.
It's not even my boy. I don't give a shit. I like
Chris
Mousasi.
Weidman.
I mean, I like them both.
You like.
But so what he was trying to do was sway the judges to disqualify Mousasi for the blow, right? But instead, what ended up happening was he kept playing this, like, yeah, I can't go on, like, you know.
So then what happened?
They, instead of taking the point from Mousasi like they were originally gonna, giving him his you have 5 minutes when an illegal blow is stricken. Whether it's a cup hit to the nuts, a poke in the eye, or something like that, you're allowed 5 minutes to chill and then proceed. Most of the time, they don't take it.
No.
They take a couple seconds and then just like, cool, fuck it, let's go. Because they don't want to give the opponent time to rest either.
Yeah.
But they ended up not even taking the point. They said, cool, like, if you can't continue, although that was an illegal knee, it wasn't a disqualification. You're saying you're knocked out. You're saying you can't continue. And then Mousasi got the victory.
Really?
So that's one of Weidman's losses.
Wow.
You know his 3-fight losing streak?
Yeah.
That was like the last
what a
one.
jackass. So he fucked himself over?
Yeah, he fucked himself over. But
why didn't nobody told him, like, dude, if you like the ref or a judge walk over and be like, you're saying that you can't continue to fight? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, because if you continue to say that, you are going to lose this fight because the ref
Because
did
then
not
you're
come
altering
up-
their judgment.
I guess.
Because he needs to be honest. Because the ref's not going to come over and be like, hey, man, I know you just got knocked out, but if you think you can go on, I won't stop this shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're saying you can't? Cool, man. It's over then. And now we decide what happens. It wasn't a fight ending. So I bring that up to say the knee wasn't a fight ending knee.
Yeah.
What the ref should have done was stepped in, stopped it, given him his 5 minutes, take the point from Stevens throughout the thing, and then continue. But he didn't. So, like, regardless of if it landed, if it was illegal or not, it definitely didn't change the outcome because it definitely had no effect on Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Stevens kind of like, I don't even remember what happened. I think he pushes him down or something like that because he kind of lunges forward and then ends up on his back, right? And then Stevens follows up with like 5 or 6 blows.
So he misses that knee. And then, again, like Jeremy Stevens, I feel like he just knew that he fucked up when he threw that. So he threw the knee and it didn't connect. When his knee came back down, like just try and put his foot back on the floor, his knee hit the dude in the head.
Which is
I think Jeremy Stevens kind of like went to the side and that guy lunged forward. And then after he lunged forward, Jeremy fell on him with 2 elbows.
Yeah.
I think the ref, I don't know. It's hard to tell, man, because everything's in a split second. But when you look at the replay, the second the guy turns around and he's got his hand up like this, and he's already like
kind of like begging to get up for a second. Like,
yeah, like call the fight, man. Just like, no, this guy was
first of all, you just got knocked out. Like,
you got clipped.
Yeah.
And you fell to the floor.
Yeah.
And now you're getting not these illegal blows, but pretty bad. But you're continuing to move, so they're legal. But the ref could call the fight right there. And then you turn around and like he just looked like he was in a daze. Like, call the fight. And then he swings and misses that knee. And then like then that guy just got rocked so hard.
And
so
Dan Migliotta, who's a referee, obviously in the UFC, and he refs for Bellator and all sorts of different shit. He's not the best, you know. He's not.
Yeah, but they weren't saying it was a knock against him either at the end because it's just so bang, bang, bang.
And again, especially because it's like Josh Emmett has way too much.
It definitely wasn't a Mario situation
no,
like a couple weeks ago when that woman was just murking that fucking girl.
Yeah. Sorry. Josh Emmett is a champion, you know, and not a champion, but he's a beast.
Yeah.
And he has a good future ahead of him regardless. You know, losing to Jeremy Stevens, yeah, I could see him getting someone else in that division.
You were 4, you might fall to 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah, but you're still in top 10.
Yeah, exactly. And that division, talked about it a couple weeks ago, that division is not very strong.
It's very top heavy, you know?
Yeah.
I think they fight at featherweight, right? 145. So it's like Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar.
And then everybody else.
Yeah, so you give
unless McGregor comes back.
Definitely not. Actually,
he said he wanted to, man, because we saw that fucking thing.
Yeah, so he fucking whatever. So anyways, the point
that's the end of the fucking night.
He got a fucking.
It was a controversy call,
but it was definitely it had no impact on the fight, and then it had no impact on the outcome.
Yeah.
You know, and shout out to Jeremy Stevens, and now he wants a fucking title shot, but he's gonna have to wait because in 1 week from today, right, Sunday, or from fucking 1 week next weekend, is UFC 222, I believe, and that's gonna be. Headline is Chris Cyborg versus some chick, but then we have Frankie Edgar, who was supposed to be fighting Max Holloway for the championship that night. Max Holloway gets hurt, he pulls out, and then the UFC scrambles. What the fuck do we do? I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
Boy Logan Genmo asked, you know, and who now Frankie is fighting Brian Ortega, so it's number 2 versus number 3, and then pretty much they're fighting for the number 1 contendership. The number 1 contender right now is Jose Aldo. But that's just bullshit.
But then McGregor came out a couple days ago and said that he had reached out to the UFC and said, fuck it, I'm ready. I'll fight Edgar right now.
At 145.
At 145.
Which he hasn't fought at 145
in a while.
Since he knocked out Jose Aldo in like 2015.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been for the belt because he's not the champion, right? Because they stripped that officially?
Yeah.
Or is this fight for the championship that McGregor had?
No. He's been
yeah, that's been a while, right?
Jose, or
Max
won the
I'm thinking about the 155.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to fight Frankie Edgar right now, but the UFC couldn't get the money together in time for
McGregor
said because McGregor's purse is probably so fat.
Yeah, and they're like, well, not even that. Because
he basically said he's still fighting. He's like, I'm a fighter. I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm ready to come back.
I'll fight Frankie.
Yeah, on short notice right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they couldn't get the money together.
Well, they said, like, we don't have the time to promote. It's not like we can't get
the
money together
to promote the fight.
Yeah.
But
I say bullshit. Because, like, you throw his name on there last minute, that just adds to fight Frankie fucking Edgar.
Yeah.
And he said, I wanted to take out the final featherweight, which is such a godly McGregor thing to say.
Yeah.
Shout out to McGregor, man. I fucking love him. Because he beat everybody.
He beat
Jose Aldo.
He beat Aldo.
Max Holloway, Dennis Siver.
He's never fought?
Chad Mendes. He never fought Frankie, man.
Okay, well, then there you go.
You know, and that's what he said. I wanted to fight the last featherweight, and they said no. They said, we didn't have enough time to promote your shit. Fuck that, dude. Like, you put him on there with
I
2
get it
weeks
because
notice.
if you promote
Kinda
that
like
for
what
like
we were
months
talking about.
in advance, you're gonna get a lot more.
Yes
sales.
and no, but he hates that, and he never shows up for those things. Like, even like the McGregor Mayweather fight, it was 4 days. He's like, cool, I can do 4 days. We'll do 4.
Well,
like
UFC
literally,
doesn't do 4 days. UFC does
UFC
one
does
or two.
months, man.
Months
Like
of
they go
interviews
around and
stuff?
do interviews and shit, dude. Yeah,
I've
like
never seen it.
like
I've seen-
when him and
seen it
Aldo,
when they got, like,
did
the whole
like a
group of
literal
people.
world tour, man.
Really?
Like even with fucking, because we see the one before the fight.
Yeah,
you
where
know?
they got like the 4 people on
Yeah,
stage, but
we
we
see
also
that.
seen the one where they got like the whole UFC.
Yeah, and like
That's
that shit.
That's
So like,
2.
but they do more.
Okay.
They do a lot more. They go and do signings. They go do interviews in other countries. They do
I don't know.
ESPN.
It doesn't matter.
And
You're
but
for sure
the
gonna
point
get more
is,
sales.
McGregor hates that shit.
Yeah, the amount of money you're gonna make on short week notice with McGregor.
It would have been
Or-
insane, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And Cyborg.
I would have bought the fight.
Yeah, for sure. I would have bought the fight without a shadow of a
And
doubt.
Cyborg.
And the rest of the card is fucking pretty decent too. So like, you would have had a great opportunity to make some fucking
You would have
money
had a
there.
main card that wasn't even a belt.
Yeah,
How godly is that?
it would have
That's
been
how
insane.
godly
And you would have had
McGregor
your
is.
boy back.
Yeah.
And now fucking and he's been chirping back and forth on Twitter at Max. You know,
Yeah.
the past couple
So
of
he
months.
could have beaten Frankie.
And then fucking now we got Max and fucking
then go get the 145 belt again.
yeah.
And then
Say
go back
fuck-
and get the 155.
Yeah, and then go back and fight the winner of Khabib versus Tony. Like
and then fight fucking what's his name one more
Nate
time.
Diaz and retire and
No,
walk away.
fucking
And that's it.
that boxer.
Oh, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah. I
kidding,
still want
but-
to see him versus Nate, but yeah. But you know that would have been the fucking play, man. And I mean, anytime
so godly. Anytime you could get just get
McGregor.
him back in, man.
Yeah.
He was
If he comes up
You've
and
been
says,
waiting,
you haven't been able to get
like-
this man on the phone for 6 months. He comes up and says, yeah, I'll
Nah.
fight Frankie. Nah, we're going to wait. I'm going to fight Brian Ortega, which I'm a purist, and I can't fucking wait for that fight. I
Yeah,
really
but-
can't. Fuck, man. Frankie Edgar and Conor McGregor. Frankie Edgar, who's the last guy to give Conor trouble, apart from Nate?
Chad Mendes.
Chad Mendes. Frankie Edgar is a better Chad Mendes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's a better
Version.
striker, better wrestler version of Chad Mendes. Shout out to Chad Mendes. And God, that would have been a fucking fight. And especially, you know, McGregor at 155 is unfucking touchable, but McGregor at 145 after that cut that he hasn't made in 2 years against a guy
would have been
like
a little bit more
Frankie Edgar
fair.
would have been a very fair fight,
Yeah.
and it would have been like,
So would have got him with a left handle.
yeah, you could have, dude.
fucked
Could have
him
ended
up. It would have
fucking,
fucked him up.
you know. And I love Frankie, but that
He
could
would have
have
had Frankie a little wobbly.
ended his fucking
A
career. 'cause,
little
like,
wobbly, Frankie.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna get the little wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag no racist.
Oh, that's how he talks.
All right.
So godly. Would have been fucking godly.
Not even
He should have
little
taken the
leprechaun.
fight, man. Should have taken the
Yeah, you
fight.
should have taken that goddamn fight.
Or the UFC should have taken the fight.
They fucked up. Biggest
Fucked
fuck
up
up
so
in
hard.
their fucking
Yeah.
lives ever, dude. Because that would have been the fight to make.
What's he gonna come back to now? What's happening in that 155 with the belt he just lost? Isn't
So
that the
he
whole?
He hasn't even officially been stripped of the belt yet.
So he's still the champion.
He's
so
still technically the champion at 155 pounds. Now we have at UFC 223 in April, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson.
that whole thing. He's for sure
And-
not gonna come back and fight Khabib, man.
So what they're saying, who said it? I think it was either Chad Mendes, or it might have been Frankie Edgar, or fucking someone. No, it's Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez was on Ariel Helwani's podcast the other day, and they asked him, like, why don't you think the UFC has stripped Conor McGregor yet? You know, we have a fight where Dana White has said it's going to be Khabib versus Tony for the undisputed 155-pound belt,
Yeah.
right? But he refuses to say that Conor McGregor has been stripped of the title. So, like, what the fuck? Why?
He's waiting.
Like, and everyone was wondering why. And then Eddie Alvarez came out and said, he's like, I think he's waiting to do it because they've set up Khabib versus Tony 4 times.
yeah.
And it's been, or this is the 4th time they set it up. They set it up 3 times. And for one reason or another, Khabib was sick. Tony
Habib can't make weight.
Tony got hurt. And then Khabib
Missed
couldn't
weight.
make weight, you know? So this is the 4th time they're doing it. So, like, well, we're not going to fucking strip Conor.
To have one of these fuck asses
Fuck up
our fight.
If anything, and here's the thing, too.
Who
Here's
says
where
Conor's not ready to
Gets
fight?
really interesting. Yeah, Conor's never far off from 155 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? And if you look at UFC 223, Conor's best friend, longtime training partner, Artem Lobov,
Yeah.
is on the card. Guess who goes to every single one of Artem Lobov's fights?
Yeah.
Conor fucking McGregor.
Yeah.
So one of 2 things is going to happen. Either one of them dipshits misses weight or fucks up.
Conor
Conor
steps in the
McGregor's
night
already
before.
there.
Oh.
Yeah, man. And he's
Because they do the weight the day
he's
before.
in the
So we would know the night before.
Yeah, we know the day before.
Yeah.
And if, you know, Khabib pulled out like a day or 2 before the weigh-in, you know, because he was like dying, I think, last
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
But we would know definitely a day or 2 before. And you just, cool. Tony, you know, you don't have to fight at 155. Like, catch weight at 160 if Conor can't get down. For sure Conor can get down, though. Or, at the very least, Connor?
Dude, if he stepped in
Yeah.
on a day's notice, I'm sure they've had talks like,
go.
hey, man, just be ready just in case one of these guys fuck up our shit, but be
Because
ready.
that's what he's trying to do anyways with this Frankie thing.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, fuck the press. I don't want to do that. Let them do that. I'll just show up and fight.
Dude, if he steps in on a day's notice and rocks Ferguson or Khabib, greatest fighter of all time.
Oh, fucking up there, man.
Great, yeah.
Definitely up there.
Yeah.
Biggest
Greatest-
badass of all time without question.
Yeah.
Without
because you don't want to
question.
diminish what the fuck George St. Pierre has
yeah,
done.
or Demetrius Johnson, and they've definitely
Who went in to a different class after being off for 4 years, which is basically the same as fighting somebody in your same class after a day. You know, so you don't want to take away what DJ and
George.
But the biggest badass of all time.
Biggest
for
badass
sure.
of all time.
Let's take away like acclaims, like just like
I mean,
the greatest
that's him in a
showman, the
nutshell,
greatest
in a nutshell.
the greatest entertainer in UFC history. He already is.
It's sports history, man.
Yeah, dude.
Apart from
so
like Ali,
godly.
man, like
It'd be like one of the greatest sporting events. Like sporting like
Spectacles,
events. Yeah,
like-
spectacles. Because the event is the fight, but the whole thing surrounding it. Like he hasn't fought. He's
It would
not
be
fighting. He
bigger-
fought a year and a half ago against
Yeah.
fucking Floyd Mayweather. So he hasn't fought in the UFC in over 2 years.
yeah,
And on a day's notice, he comes in. And Ferguson and Khabib are two of the baddest
Are
men on the
fucking
planet.
killers, man.
And he beats one of them
yeah.
with a left hand knockout.
The left hand. Everybody has a chin. Everybody goes down. He's a mortal man. I'll take him out one shot at a time.
It'd be so bad.
It would be insane. So, like I said, one of two things gonna happen: either A, that, or B, at the very least, we have a scrap between the two arguably the two best 155ers in the division.
Yeah, Ferguson or Khabib. Which is still be
Ferguson,
good.
Khabib, with Conor McGregor sitting fucking ringside watching this shit go down.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Danny
that's
gives him
even
the
more
belt
intense. Yeah.
at the end of the fight, and then Conor's like,
Conor,
all right, I want it
fuck
back. Let's
this,
go.
That's mine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that'd be godly.
All this started with what? Saying like Conor versus Holloway, right?
No,
Which would be
Frankie
insane.
Edgar.
Well, Frankie Edgar, and then if you beat Frankie,
Oh,
now we have
yeah,
Holloway.
yeah. But why do
Um,
that? Just for sure
yeah.
fight fucking Khabib.
It's so intense.
Or
Anything that man decides to
don't
do,
know.
he has so many moves to make.
it could have gone. So, let's just say he fought Frankie.
Mhm.
And then Khabib fights, and then they win that title, and he's like, all right, cool, whatever. I did the 155 thing, I'm done.
Khabib,
And then,
Conor,
Gregor. Yeah. And then in a couple months, Max is back, and then he takes the title from Max.
Yeah.
And he's back in the 145. So he's on with the 155 because he does not want to touch those monsters.
yeah.
And
I wouldn't want to
that
fucking.
division got so tight so fast.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, the
It's
155.
insanity, man.
But yeah, no, that shit's crazy. So
Yeah. What the fuck else were we gonna talk about?
we're gonna talk about how we finally saw Thor Ragnarok and
Oh
Justice
yeah,
League.
yeah.
So we slack, and we're huge comic guys, and we
But
love that shit.
We suck.
But we also suck. It's also hard to get a babysitter when I need to, and no excuses. We just
Yeah.
didn't go to see it, and then all the bad reviews about the Justice League, anyways. We're like, why am I gonna waste my money?
And then I even feel bad because we bought it anyways. So
yeah,
we ended up fucking
bought
buying
it
the other
anyways.
day.
It's
And
fucking.
it was so trash, man.
We'll talk
My
about
boy-
Justice League first, real
Yeah.
quick.
My boy
Movie.
Christian saw it too, and he messaged me. Shout out Christian Garcia. And he's like, man, he's like, I just watched Justice League. ... Is it just me or did that movie fucking suck? And I was like, dude, yeah, that
The
movie
movie was
trash.
fucking horrible, man. Zack Snyder had a vision, and WB didn't like it because I guess the early watchings of Zack Snyder's full film was like unwatchable, unbearable. Can't do this. So then, there was controversy where WB was wanting to make changes, and then Zack Snyder lost his daughter or his son,
Yeah.
who killed themselves or died in some sort of way. I don't remember. No disrespect. And so it sounded like he was going to leave the project because of what happened. And so they brought in Joss Whedon. Everybody knows he did the first Avenger and the second Avengers movie. And
Classics of the genre.
yeah, but he also had
A Fallout.
with Marvel because of Vision and what he wanted to
Direction,
do
shit,
with
yeah.
Ultron and what ultimately had to happen. And then I read I finally was able to dig deep into this movie after we watched it, so we weren't anything for me. And they completely stripped Zack Snyder's movie completely apart.
Yeah.
Every scene had fucking
And it turned out that
Superman's.
it wasn't the daughter thing of why he left. He left
Yeah,
because,
and then it came out
Yeah.
that WB
was
fired
fired.
him
Yeah.
long before he ever announced that.
that his daughter had passed away. or
Yeah, and
whatever.
that he was going to leave on a leave of absence. So I think they just allowed him to do that
as like
as a nice way to go about it.
and to
but
not ruin the movie.
this
for themselves.
whistleblower came out and he was like, I'm done with this. Here's a bunch of shit you should know about.
Yeah,
And so I don't know, it's crazy. But the movie was just straight trash,
yeah, it
man.
was so bad.
That Superman mustache. So Josh Whedon again changed all the whole movie. Like changed 80% of the movie, 70% of the movie.
Even just reshot
A bunch
shots
of
that didn't need
reshots.
to be reshot.
Yeah,
you
dude,
know, like
reshot
like
shots.
that whole the scene where they're sitting there talking, and I don't even know. But
The difference between the first trailer and like the fourth trailer, like the first trailer was all Zack. It was dark,
Gritty,
a lot of things you could see.
got us fucking excited.
And then the fourth trailer literally same scenes, different sky. Like the first trailer when Aquaman's throwing around the parademons and he's jumping off the Batmobile, it's all a dark blue sky.
Like, yeah, and then Joss
like
Whedon's
fourth trailer
like
later,
fucking orange
yeah,
lava
glow.
in that.
And I didn't even notice it, man. So deep, like trying to just wait for this movie, didn't even notice that they changed that much.
Yeah.
And then they do reshoots, and Superman Henry Cavill can't cut off his mustache because he's doing Mission Impossible 72, and so now they're doing all these shots, and instead of just leaving him with a beard, because everybody know he already has a beard. It's not like this is old school Superman in 1960 where like he has no facial hair. You had a whole movie, Man of Steel, where he had a beard for the first 20 minutes.
First hour
if he's
and
got
a
a
half.
mustache, so the fuck what? It would have been funny.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? But like you just did reshots and they just put on this fake mouth.
Fucking lip.
It looks so bad.
like trash. And then you
So
open the movie
bad.
with a shot of his face, fake lip, like with the close up of his face. Like,
yeah.
you want to do it? You want to sprinkle it in there, like when Brian died in Fast and the Furious, and you can't really tell which scenes are which because they did it to the minimal extent. You know,
Yeah.
you reshot like the whole fucking movie with this guy with a fake mustache, and you
Yeah.
tried to digitally animate his face, and then the first opening scene of the fucking movie, you have a close up of his lip.
And the last one.
I expect the whole
When
world
he
not to
fucking-
like fucking get mad at you and like
yeah,
think like,
dude,
what the
it's so
fuck
bad,
was
dude.
that?
The writing was bad.
Literally like trying to polish a turd.
Steppenwolf looked like shit.
Tell us it's chocolate.
It was just trash, man.
Yeah.
Things we liked. Wonder Woman was God again.
Green Lantern's in there for half a second.
Yeah.
I heard he's cut out of 15 scenes. Like there's supposed to be not 15, but there's supposed to be like 3 or 4 Green Lantern scenes where they were gonna have like these 2 separate Green Lanterns, and that just wasn't in there.
Aquaman was good. Cyborg was okay.
I
didn't like the Flash, man.
I didn't like the Flash per se, but I liked the relationship between him and Cyborg,
Yeah.
where it's like we're the young guys who don't know what the fuck we're doing, why are we here? You know, like I liked Cyborg a lot though. I think he's like the highlight of that movie. Cyborg and Aquaman.
Yeah.
And Wonder
I'd say
Woman.
Aquaman.
Wonder Woman was also great, but we
Not
already
as good
have
as
a whole.
Wonder Woman.
Well, we just have a whole movie of her already, so it's not like the all
And I guess
factor.
Joss Whedon vamped up the love relationship between her and Batman, which watching the movie, I didn't even think it was there.
I didn't know
They
there
had
was one.
moments, you know, where like she went into the room and saw him like with the fucking bruises on her back, and then they were talking,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
I didn't notice there was a fucking relationship there.
yeah, me neither. But they vamped it up, so whatever the hell was that cat, it wasn't enough, I guess. Yeah, exactly. There was no, but I don't know. It was bad, man. The CGI was bad. That shot of Aquaman when he's shirtless was just bad.
Yeah, with the whole
The
green screen
scenes
behind him.
with Superman
Man,
and
you're
Lois
fucking
Lane.
WB and DC, like go shoot.
Fly
Oh,
to
you were gonna say
Nebraska
in
real
the,
quick.
in the cornfield,
Yeah,
right?
in the cornfields.
It's
The whole
all
back is
CGI.
green. Yeah, dude.
And it's like, dude, just go to a fucking cornfield. It's a 3-minute drive to some corn, wherever you are in this
Man of
planet.
Steel was 90% cornfields, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
Jesus
see any
Christ.
CGI
Even in LA,
backgrounds.
fucking drive to the desert or something. I don't know, wherever you
So
shot this
bad,
thing.
dude.
So you
So
could-
bad.
Whatever it cost for you to fucking animate that stupid thing off your face, and CGI costs money. For every second of CGI, it's like thousands of dollars of production behind it.
Yeah.
But it gotta cost less for 3 people: cameraman, Lois Lane, Clark Kent. Go shoot in the fucking thing,
Yeah.
real quick. You know, like go to a cornfield and shoot a real scene. It's not that hard. It can't be
Yeah.
that fucking hard.
Steppenwolf is horrible. He looks like straight trash. Again, I just thought the whole movie was dumb. It's basically like the cartoon Justice League War, but without
Except
Darkseid.
worse. And with shitty CGI.
And like, if you weren't gonna have Darkseid, like you're trying to follow Marvel, but like if you were gonna, you may as well just do the first movie with the biggest bad.
Mhm.
They came together way too fast, and there's no way they would have been able to beat Darkseid. But like now, when Darkseid comes, it's gonna be the same movie, but with a more badass Steppenwolf. Like Steppenwolf came, he brought the parademons. He tried to terraform the Earth. Now, when Darkseid comes, what? Or are they gonna go to Apocalypse and fight Darkseid there? That could be a twist I just thought about. Instead of him coming here, they figured out who Darkseid is. Maybe Darkseid like does something to Earth, and they're like, "Fuck that! We can't let him come here again the same way Steppenwolf did. We'll go to Darkseid."
Yeah.
But that's later. But it was just bad, man.
It's
I mean,
fucking
there were
trash.
moments we liked, and again, we're fucking fans, and so everything was giddy. It was like, oh god, I can't believe they're all on the
Green
screen
Lantern,
together.
Flash, Cyber, yeah, all this
But
stuff.
like, it was just.
But then looking back at it retrospectively,
And I watched it again like the very next day. And
yeah,
it
I
was
was
just
here for
fucking
like that.
trash,
Yeah,
man. It's just so
horrible.
bad.
So to put that
Batman
all into
didn't fight anybody at all. He was just gadgets the whole time. Every time he was on the screen.
that opening Batman
Kadoosh.
scene I liked,
Kadoosh.
where he's got that guy taped up. Or,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was pretty good.
That was really interesting.
Yeah.
That should be the whole fucking movie, though. You could tell that might have been a Snyder.
And then
thing.
it's just a movie of two different tales because you could just tell the tone and
This
the
scene
words.
is this guy.
And
this
every
scene
time
is this
Superman
guy.
was, and then I guess they cut Superman. if they change the movie by 80%, they change Superman by like 95%. He was supposed to have a lot bigger role, a lot bigger story arc. You know what I'm saying? Because that was fucking Zack Snyder's.
And considering fucking Henry Cavill is
like
your
a
Tony
perfect
Stark, man.
Yeah.
He is the perfect Superman. Man of Steel was what started this whole thing.
Fake as fuck.
Yeah, but you know, like how in Iron Man in the
Iron Man started it. Yeah,
and he is the
Man of
fucking
Steel
center point.
Yeah.
Of the Marvel universe, you know, it's Tony Stark and like his friends. It should be fucking Superman and his friends. Like,
and he had a
Man
story
of Steel
arc.
was great. You had a story arc, but then all of Batman and Superman, he had less lines than Spider-Man in that movie than Spider-Man did in Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
Point is, they definitely like made him like almost a side character in his own sequel.
And he was supposed to be the main one, man.
And he should have been the fucking main focal point of this movie too. Like, he's dead. How do we get him back?
And you can tell by the deleted scenes,
and
dude.
it's just so trash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the deleted scenes, he makes a choice between. That's when like they had the black suit and like, you know, they were like teasing black suits.
Yeah.
And he's on the ship and he walks past these suits. He walks past an armored suit. He walks back past the black suit, and then he gets to the super bright, ugly blue suit. And that's where he makes a choice that he's going to be the hope that the Earth needs him to be instead of being angry about everything. You know what I mean? And it's just fucking trash, dude.
Yeah.
So fucking trash.
So all of this comes into perspective because last night we finally watched
Thor Ragnarok. It's so fucking
blew
godly.
me the fuck away.
So
glad
fucking
I bought
godly.
it. Glad we got it.
So funny.
Yeah.
Borderline comedy /
Dude,
maybe
hilarious.
an action movie.
So
fucking funny.
Like, there was one thing that was wrong, and that was at certain points Hulk didn't look
his CGI
perfect.
was not on point.
You know?
That bothers the living fuck out of me.
And it did,
all I do is
even
watch
that's
movies
like,
and just
me
see things that piss me the fuck
like in
off.
a fucking critiquing sort of way. But like, other than that, I haven't seen fucking Black Panther yet, and we need to go see that like yesterday.
The best movie of all time.
This is like the best Marvel movie they've ever fucking made.
So
Like,
good.
right
Hulk's
up there
talking
with
like he is in the comedies.
Civil War.
Ever since like the first, I don't remember what's his name. Eric Bana's Hulk.
Yeah.
But the Incredible Hulk, he never talked when he was the Hulk. He just made noises and said Hulk. In the Avengers, he said Hulk
At
smash.
most, Hulk smash, yeah. But in this one,
he was full on talking like he does in the comics and like he does in the
comic books,
TV shows for our whole lives.
Yeah.
He's been talking as the Hulk since the beginning.
Don't like Spider-Man.
Yeah, so he was talking like that in here, and it was just so fucking funny, man.
It's so good.
Thor was funny. Loki was funny. That Rock
Hela was
character,
a bad bitch,
yeah, she was
dude.
pretty
That
good.
Rock character, the whole thing.
Korg, what's his name?
Korg, that little Australian. Hey mate, how you doing?
Started a revolution.
He's this big.
And his voice was
like,
is that the guy?
Looking like the Thing. Yeah, looking like the Thing from
what
Fantastic
did he say that
Four.
was just so funny?
Hey, we're gonna get on this boat.
Oh
we're
yeah,
gonna get in the ship and fly away. Want to come? And then fucking Loki. Yeah, you seem like you need a leader. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
shut the
it's
fuck
so
up. What are
funny,
you talking
dude.
about?
And his rock falls off of himself.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he said right there though. What did he say?
Oh, you're just a pile of rocks. Pile of deforming rocks. Oh no, there's another one.
Yeah,
some,
dude,
some
just
shit
so
like that, dude.
funny, dude.
Shout out to me having the best Australian accent.
Dude, that was just so funny,
No,
man.
it's fucking great movie.
Yeah, dude, and it was a good story.
Flawless.
It was
Yeah,
good,
dude, it was
and their dad
non-stop
died.
watching like,
And Loki and Thor on a
and
team
at
again.
no point was I confused. Like, and in that movie, similar to Justice League, it's like we have these two separate things happening. We have the rebirth of Superman and the formation of the League, and also the planet being taken over, right? And in this movie, we have the relationship between Loki and Thor, Hela returning, and Thor being on this side planet. You know, like there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah,
but it
all
never
works,
felt
man.
like fucking too much was going on.
And it wasn't even that deep. I thought Hulk getting to that planet where the Grand Master was. Shout out to having Jeff Goldblum as a Grand Master. Would have been like super complicated. He was just on the fucking ship and he. It's just so funny, dude.
How'd you get here? And he's like, and you see Hulk ass.
We're like fire. It's like fire and water. It's like no, we're like
Hulk
both fire.
like fire.
Yeah, like
Thor
Hulk,
like water.
Hulk raging fire.
You're
Thor smoldering fire. It's so funny, dude.
Well, I don't know. And then fucking Thor's such a champion, man. That movie's so funny.
When he's spinning around in the beginning.
That shit's funny. And what I was gonna say is fucking when he's talking to Hulk, he's like, I don't even like Banner. I like you better. Yeah. And then he becomes Banner. He's like, I don't even like the Hulk. I like you better. Yeah, it's dude. Like you fucking cocksucker.
But when it comes to fighting guys,
yeah,
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
That movie was amazing, man.
And he fucking there's this one scene in the movie, fucking spoiler, if you haven't seen it, came out in November, get on it.
Oh yeah, like us. We just did that last night.
Well, nevertheless. Fucking Hulk, so like Hulk turns back into Bruce Banner. I was gonna call him Eric Banner. Anyways, turns back into Bruce Banner and he needs to jump off this plane to like
so fucking funny. You
turn
missed that.
Yeah, you
fucked
fell asleep,
up.
Sam.
Sam went to
fucked up.
sleep. She's sitting here the whole time.
So funny. We'll turn it on just for that
So
scene later.
did you see when he turned back into the regular guy?
So
You weren't even there. He turned back and
he turns back into Bruce Banner, and he talks
Thor's
about
trying to leave, right? And so Thor's on the Avenger spaceship, and then Hulk's like, "No, don't leave," and he's ruining the ship trying to walk in there, and then Scarlett Johansson's face pops up on the same clip that she sent him in Age of Ultron. Like, "Come back, big guy, we need you." And so it turns back into Bruce Banner, right?
Like her voice calms him down, turns back into the human.
And he doesn't want to fight the whole rest of the movie. He's like, I'm not fighting. And then so
because he's been Hulk for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, if I become Hulk again, like there's a chance I'll never be able to like regain split personality. If I let fucking Tanya back in, I'll no longer be fucking Bruce Banner. You know, type
so
shit?
then they're on the fucking Rainbow Bridge, and fucking it's Imdale with all these citizens behind him against this giant Jacob-looking wolf, and you know it's Bruce Banner and the Asgardian chick on the ship, and then they're like, "What are we gonna do?" And he's like,
"Remember how I didn't want to tell you who I am? Well, you're about to find out." Butchering the line, definitely doesn't say that. Something similar to that, something just as cheesy. Starts to unbutton his shirt. He's like, "I got this." Jumps off the plane.
Jumps out of the fucking plane,
and then it's a cutscene back to they're on fucking Mario Kart
and
Rainbow
the fucking
Road or
wolf
whatever.
is slowly walking towards the people,
and like you're waiting for the Hulk to fucking boom, and then just fucking out of nowhere with no music or anything like that is this motherfucker just fucking.
Bruce Banner, the human, just hits the bridge. Just hits the bridge. It's not even like a crazy smash, like you know, like on real life when like humans fall from and hit cement. It's just a solid, like one thing. Yeah, dude. And then it's a close up of his face, and his arm is twisted, and his face is like.
It's so
and it's like, oh my god,
fucking
dude.
funny.
And the
fucking the dog just kind of like
rolls him
literally
over
just
and
kicks him out of the way, and then like just
dude. And then so the wolf starts running again. And then he gets, from like, dying, he must have turned into the Hulk, and so he fucking grabs the wolf.
You just see the wolf like stop,
and then it's the Hulk
flipped back, and he's
but it
Hulk.
Was so funny.
No, he
didn't die because the Hulk saved him, but it was just godly as fuck. He thought he was gonna turn into Hulk on the way down, and he did not. Turn
back to Banner?
No, not yet. Not towards the end of the movie. No, he doesn't. So.
Well, we've seen the
he
trailer
was worried,
for the next one, and he's
Bruce
in there.
Again, but he was worried that he was gonna lose control. Like if I become the Hulk one more time, because he was the Hulk for 2 straight years. He's like, if I become the Hulk one more time, I'll be gone for forever. But it was godly as fuck.
The movie's fucking
watch
insane.
It again right now.
So that's a super late reaction to Justice League and Thor Ragnarok. But again, we didn't see them. And if you guys haven't seen those movies yet, go fucking see them. And then we got to go see Black Panther.
Yeah, we got to go see Black Panther. I heard it's so godly.
Yeah, I heard it's great. I don't know if it's gonna be that funny, but that was.
Oh, it's definitely not gonna be that funny. It's definitely a borderline political movie, but it'll be godly in its own way. But this is just so funny, dude.
Yeah, so good. So
the comedy worked. The writing was amazing, dude. It's just so good.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I think that's where we'll wrap it up. Let's see.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah, we don't have any fan questions this week, but if you guys want, follow us on all our social medias. And we're gonna do fan questions next week. I think
every week until anybody ever gives us questions ever.
Yeah, for sure. And then next weekend, March 3rd is UFC 222. Just want to plug that real quick, so you guys can watch it. We're gonna talk about it after the fact. We have headliner Cyborg versus some chick for the 145 women's belt. Frankie Edgar, Brian Ortega, and then the card kind of falls off. We have the return of Kat Zingano versus some chick. Andre Arlovsky and Steven Struve. I don't know, a bunch of trash. But if you watch it, we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it anyways. The return of Brian Caraway. Okay, it's not bad. And CB Dalloway, John Dodson. It's not bad. Darnouche. All right, anyways, nevertheless. Wrap up the show, yes?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm
fucking hungry, Craig. I'm starving. Right. Over here talking.
What I really wanted to get into was how you make me feel.
Anyways, guys, thanks for the views. This is episode 7. 3 away from our goal.
Holy shit, yeah.
3 away from our goal. So we're halfway there. Yep. Way more than halfway there, but we're almost there. So woo!
Yeah. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, like we said in the beginning of the video. And go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Bye, guys. This has been the Kyle and Craig Show. My name is Craig.
My name is... Fuck? What? My name is...
You did not follow it. My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig. See you guys next week.
Bye. Have a good time.
Like a color man. You know how I always make those interesting comments during the game.
Yeah, you make good comments. They tend to give those jobs to ex-ball players and people that are, you know, in broadcasting.
Well, that's really not fair.
I know.